House leadership who just was at that meeting with President Trump, Congressman Steny Hoyer. And Congressman, you were there. You just were with the president. What happened inside that meeting? You were obviously there with just a few others in leadership.
Well, I think this was largely, Aaron, an opportunity for him to get to know members of the leadership that he did not already know. And it was an opportunity to just have frankly, a conversation, although serious issues were brought up, but discussion in depth did not occur. We brought up the Affordable Care Act. He brought up a letter the president had sent to him saying that if, in fact, President Trump had a bill which would expand health care coverage to all, would make sure that costs were affordable for all, and access was assured, then he could support such a bill. But the trick is getting to such a bill. We reiterated that in those circumstances, of course, we would work with him on that effort. To date, we have not heard anything suggested by the Republicans, however, to accomplish that objective. We also talked about infrastructure. We talked about a couple of other issues, but not substantively, not definitively.
Interesting, by the way, though, you mentioned the letter. This is the letter, of course, that President Obama left for President Trump, that he did write about Obamacare specifically, and that I find that interesting that he brought that up, and what you just said there I think is very new and very interesting. When you saw the president tonight, what was his demeanor? You know, I don't know if you just heard the report beforehand, but obviously he talked about all the things he did today, all of which was business as usual, but coming off, of course, a rough weekend where he was more focused on crowd size. What was his demeanor?
Well, first of all, he didn't change his point of view on the crowd size. It was
he brought it up?
From his perspective, a very, very large crowd, and we didn't push it beyond that. It was clear that this was still in his mind, but essentially there was a lot of very good discussion between the minority leader Chuck Schumer and the president. And the president said he knew Chuck very well for a long period of time, and Chuck said, well, I don't know about very well, but I've known you a long time. But it was a friendly banter. But the fact of the matter is, both sides said they were willing to talk to one another. We'll see if that's the case. Clearly the Republicans have proceeded very early on in a partisan way, but we're prepared to have discussions with the president. We agree with President Obama if, in fact, we can reach a better alternative that does, in fact, as I said, assure access to affordable quality health care, then certainly we'll be prepared to work on such a bill, but we haven't seen that yet.
So interesting that he was still focused on the crowd size and brought that up. I guess that's humorous on some level, not on another. But I do want to just follow up with you on this point. So he's saying that in the letter that President Obama left for him, Congressman Hoyer, I just want to make sure I understand. He said that if President Trump could come up with a bill that would expand health care, right? You went through a few things that it needed to do. But the bottom line was that President Obama could support a bill brought by President Trump on health care. That seemed to be the bottom line of what you were saying.
No, yeah, but you got to take the bottom line in context. What the president was saying is, if you can do it better than we've done it, if you can provide greater access, greater health care assurance to people, greater quality, and bring costs down, then yes, we'll support that. We haven't seen anything, however, either from President Trump or from the Congress or any of the Republicans that we think does that. So, yes, President Obama said that, and we agree with that. And we told the President Trump that we agreed with that. But the fact of the matter is, we haven't seen anything that does that. I guess, Congressman, what
I'm saying is, does it make it easier for you, now that you know that President Obama in that private letter to Donald Trump said, if you can do this, I will support it. Does that make you more willing to listen to President Trump, to try to work with him on this issue, since President Obama, obviously on a personal, private level, showed that he could?
Leader Pelosi and I both agreed that with President Obama that we could work with President Trump if we had a bill that did, in fact, what President Obama postulated it would do, and improve upon what we think we've done a decent job on, but we know is not a perfect job. So that, yes, I mean, we'd be foolish not to say that if we can make it better, we'll support it. The problem is most of the things we've seen will make it worse, less assurance for people, less access to affordable quality health care, more opportunity to have serious illnesses devastate them economically.
And can I just ask you, because I'm curious, now you're talking about this meeting with Donald Trump, how did he bring up the whole issue of crowd size? Was he sort of laughing as a joke, or could you tell he was serious?
Well, I think, yes, it was, as Trump brings it up in public, that it was a huge crowd, a magnificent crowd. I haven't seen such a crowd as big as this. But we didn't dwell on that, Aaron. I don't want to inform you or the viewers. We didn't spend a lot of time on that, but it was clear that it was still on his mind.
Do you like him more? Was this one of the first times you've had a chance to be with him one-on-one? I understand there were a few other people in the room, but do you like him more? Did you warm up to him at all?
Look, everybody has said that Trump in public is different than Trump in private.
Right.
Certainly he was gracious, sense of humor, but the fact of the matter is it's not about personality. It's about policy. It's about how proposals will adversely affect people or positively affect people. So that's going to be the issue, hopefully for President Trump and for us as well.
All right. Well, Congressman, I appreciate your taking the time. Thank you again, Congressman Moyer.